Previously, in The Vision's Veil, we journeyed with Aleron as he discovered the challenges of viewing the world through biased lenses. Today, we explore Mira's tale in the vast desert and her encounter with the same glasses. Let's delve into The Mirage of Extremes, a tale of catastrophization. Mira, a vigilant meerkat, stood upright amid the broad desert not far from where Aleron previously resided, her eyes sweeping the horizon, constantly alert to the world around her. One day, amidst the golden sands, she spotted Aleron's discarded glasses. Curiously, she peered through the pink lens. The desert was transformed into a paradise in an instant. Every dune seemed to hide a verdant oasis, and playful animals danced in the sunlight. It was everything she had ever wanted, everything she had ever hoped for. However, this illusion was short-lived. A shadow she mistook for a playmate turned out to be a lurking predator, almost catching her off surprise. She tried the black lens, shaken. The desert now appeared to be catastrophic. Every grain of sand seemed dangerous, every blow of wind felt to herald a sandstorm. It was a landscape far removed from her anticipations, a world she hadn't envisioned. Mira felt imprisoned between paradise and the apocalypse, lost in the extremes of the glasses. The desert, which had previously been her familiar home, now felt like an unpredictable maze. Mira resolved to seek out Toren, the wise old tortoise, after hearing stories about him. She discovered Toren near a secluded oasis after a journey packed with imagined perils at every turn. She described her experience with the glasses and the contrasting worlds they revealed. Toren, listening intently, responded, "Mira. These glasses, like our beliefs, can either show us what we want, blinding us to real dangers, or show us our worst fears, making us see threats where none exist." He started drawing patterns in the sand. To navigate the desert of life, you must learn two things: mindful observation and evidence-based thinking. Using the oasis as a metaphor, Toren taught Mira to observe without immediate reaction. To see things as they are, not as she feared or hoped they might be. "Imagine this circle I've drawn as an oasis," Toren began. "From a distance, it may appear inviting, but up close, it may turn out to be a mirage. Similarly, what seems pleasurable from afar may not be genuine. You must learn to observe without responding instantly." Toren then guided Mira to sit quietly, focusing on her breath and the sensations around her. Feel the sand beneath you. Listen to the distant winds. Observe without judgment. This will allow you to view things as they are, rather than as you fear or hope them to be. He then introduced her to the concept of evidence-based thinking, using various footprints in the sand, teaching her to gather evidence before jumping to conclusions. Toren drew various animal footprints on the sand. "Each one of these tells a story," he explained. "However, in order to understand the story, you must gather evidence. Is the footprint fresh? Which direction does it go? Similarly, gather evidence before concluding that something is a danger or a pleasure." Toren presented Mira with various scenarios, asking her to list out what she observed and what evidence she had to back up her beliefs. For instance, seeing a shadow could mean many things, such as a cloud, a bird, or something else. Jumping to conclusions without evidence could lead to unnecessary fear or false comfort. "Remember, Mira," Toren concluded, "the desert, like life, changes all the time. But with mindful observation and evidence-based thinking, you can navigate its challenges and pleasures with clarity and wisdom." He went on to say, "Instead of viewing situations through the lens of absolute extremes, try to perceive them on a spectrum. This scenario may not correspond to your ideal expectations, but it might as well be far from the worst-case scenario." Inspired by Toren's wisdom, Mira began her journey of understanding her environment without the glasses. She learned to differentiate between genuine threats and irrational fears, using Toren's advice as a guiding mantra. While it strays from my aspirations, it's distant from the scenarios I hope to avoid. As Mira grew in understanding, the desert's hue subtly shifted from alarming red to a balanced amber, symbolizing her newfound perspective that blended caution with curiosity.